Hey everybody, this is Josh, and I think probably everybody here knows my mom. Mom's here with us down in Tennessee for the weekend, so we thought we'd shoot a video and check in on the hike. So the first thing with the hike, just wanted to remind everybody, if you haven't fully registered, to either follow the links that I've sent in the text, or you can go to the member-only website portion of the website and you can register there as well. So just a reminder to register if you haven't registered. It's a pretty important part of the process. And historically, whenever you show up, part of that registration will be filling out the liability waiver, which we can do on site whenever we arrive there. So just want to check in with those two things out of the gate. And today we're going to walk through the hike a little bit, as well as some things to remember as you're preparing for the hike. So first, everybody typically gets there Thursday in the afternoon. So this year it will be June 20th that everybody will arrive. I usually get there early along with some of the team members, and we start putting together the camp. Now whenever you arrive at the camp, which will have more specific instructions coming in the future as far as tent setup, but we all arrive, we all get everything set up that afternoon and evening. We have dinner, or this year dinner prior.
So you have dinner on your way up, but
Yeah.
Mark Russack makes his famous mountain pies on the campfire.
Yeah, that's always a treat on the Thursday
He
evening.
usually has hot dogs and buns too.
So if you forego dinner, there'll be something for you to munch on, but it's a good idea to grab some food before you hop into the park. There is a place to eat at the park if you want to snag dinner there as well. It's actually at Big Meadows Campground, or you can get food on the way in. So we arrive the next 3 days. We hike typically between 10 and 11 miles a day. The hikes are moderate to moderate difficult for anybody that's been wondering. So they're not easy hikes, and they're not terribly difficult hikes either. They kind of fall in the middle of that spectrum, more on the difficult end of the spectrum most of the time. Depending on the weather, they're either going to be circuit hikes, so park at a place and we loop down through the park and we come back to the same spot, or if it's raining or the weather is inclement and we have to kind of hop around the park, we'll do probably some legs of the AT is how that would wind up working. So a typical day looks like we wake up early in the morning. Everybody has a task when we first wake up, whether that's cooking or getting things prepped or getting things set up. We have breakfast, we load up, we head out, we do the hike, come back, get settled, get some food, can get showers. They have a shower facility there. If you want showers, it's really important to bring quarters.
Lots of quarters.
Lots of quarters. Yeah,
It went
it's
up
probably
to $3 a shower, is it not?
Yeah, so it's like $3 a shower. So make sure you bring, if you want showers every evening, make sure you bring at least, what is that, $12 worth of quarters?
Easily.
I would say. Yeah. Or if you take really long showers, you're gonna want to bring even more quarters.
Doesn't one shower last about 8 minutes?
Yeah, it's about 8 minutes.
8 minutes per
Something
quarter.
like that. Yeah, and you can bring your shower stuff along as well. And then we pack up and we leave. You have the option of leaving the evening of the Sunday for folks that want to get out that day, or we can leave Monday morning as well. Monday morning we pack up the whole group site before we head out. Big part of this, if you're not used to hiking, that's not a problem. Like, you'll still be able to pull these trails off. But what I would say is if you're not very active or you sit a lot for work, it might be good to get out and at least get some walking in the next few weeks, to get your body used to the movement. Also get some stretching in. Less worried about endurance and more worried about injury. So more stretching and just getting your body used to the movement would be really, really helpful.
Sometimes it's good to put your pack on also while you're doing that with some weight in there, because you'll carry about how much weight, Josh, with the water?
Yeah, like
And
2
then-
liters of water. You know, you're going to be between 10 and 12 pounds probably.
Yeah, so you might want to put
Yeah.
that in your backpack and
Mm-hmm.
carry that around with you.
Yeah, because you'll have some food for lunch in there. You'll also have some, we kind of divvy up some group gear as well, water pumps, things like that, just in case we need to pump water while we're on the hike. And yep, so that's kind of a little bit of an overview and a snapshot. Hey, buddy. That's a little bit of an overview and a snapshot of the hike itself. There's a couple of things on that member site that if you haven't seen them yet, I'd really like you to take a look at. One is the pack list. It's everything that you would need to pack. And some of the things are optional on there, but the things that probably are going to make it most comfortable are on that list, as well as a good pair of boots. Reminder with the boots, if you're buying a new set of boots, make sure you do some like walking in them, like a good solid couple weeks of walking in them before you hit the trail. Boots take time to break in and adjust to your feet. If you walk out there with brand new boots, you're going to be all blistered up by the end of the 3 days. So make sure you spend some time in the boots that you pick up.
I
For
will
the hike.
add to that, boots are pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Boots are pricey, but when you invest in a good pair of boots, you have them for a very, very long period of time, like years. Some of mine have lasted a decade, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you need suggestions on your boots, by all means, text Josh
Yeah.
or text me. I'm happy to help as well. I've
Mhm.
helped quite a few women out with getting a good pair of boots.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here for it. The other thing is each person's going to be responsible for bringing some things. That list is currently on the member site, but it's not updated. It's actually last year's member list, so we'll have to update that list. I'll send an update when it is updated. But that'll be the stuff we'll need you to bring along. The people that have texted me and asked me what they can bring, whether that's gear, food, what have you, that'll be the list that you can reference for the things that we might need you to bring along. So yeah, those are the two kind of important lists there. Also on the member site, which we'll be doing this Monday, we'll be updating the donor list. So our system isn't quite advanced enough to send you as soon as someone donates to you, you're not going to get notification of that. We pull that together at the end of every week and update a spreadsheet that you will find on the member sheet. So for those of you who are wondering about how you'll be notified about donations, you'll be notified at the end of each week leading up to the hike. And as far as fundraising goes, it's really wise to hit social media for fundraising. That's a great platform for it. You can also send the donation link via text, which is what I typically do. You can send that via email. You can send mailed letters too if you'd like. A lot of people donate online. Some people also send checks. The place that you send checks to is also on the website for anybody that's curious about the address. If you have somebody that's wanting to send a check in, they can send it to that address as well. And also on the member site, there's wording suggestion for either a short form post or a long form post about the hike. And also, if you share the link, it's going to give the stock photo that we use for this hike as well. And you could probably use the long form post with some adjustment to send letters or emails if you wanted to do that as well. But yeah, that's something that we kind of start getting the ball rolling on at a point about this point in the phase and about this point in the phase. Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah, in our phases.
In our phases. So yeah, it's kind of the stuff we wanted to touch in on. Mom, do you want to kind of like add anything to that, especially around the fundraising end of things?
I would just like to add some things that have helped me on my hikes, and I know that sometimes you look at the list and you're like, oh, hiking poles or no hiking poles. If you're kind of wavering on hiking poles, my suggestion is hiking poles, because we do, you know, there is some uneven stepping on the trail with rocks, and then when you descend and you're on those kinds of things, it's nice to have your poles to help you balance, to keep from falling over. Plus, if you're going up and you're a little tired, they really do help. And we can collapse them and put them in your bags if you know, at any time you're like, I just don't want to use my poles. But having them as an option is great. Also, a good rain jacket. So we've always had rain, and we just plan for rain no matter what. So Josh builds an incredible site along with assistants where we have our team site, and you know, we stay dry under that team site, but you're going to want to have a good rain jacket and rain pants if you would like those also. But I also like the fact that my boots are waterproof. So if you can get a good pair of boots that are waterproof, that's great too. So those are big deals to me. They makes me most comfortable. Another thing that I've learned to do, and I think a lot of the women especially have adopted it, is your camp shoes. You have a nice pair of camp shoes to wear around that are comfortable, but I also always bring a pair of like rain boots, like the little rain boots. And they're great in case it is raining. So yeah, those are just some add-ons from me. Also, I do want to say that BFA, we have items that if you don't have them, we have purchased tents over the years, so we have tents. We have the cooktops. So we have quite a bit of gear, and also some of us have extra gear. So if you're in need of something, please reach out, because we might have it and you might not have to spend the money. As far as fundraising, so we always set the bar high, because this fundraiser is one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one, especially for Beauty for Ashes. And now that we've opened a women's home as an extension of Beauty for Ashes, it's probably 50% of everything that we raise goes directly into our daycare. So it helps pay our daycare providers, because we have full-time staff in those positions, or it helps fund new toys, new learning toys, just everything for the children. So that's pretty important. Also, these funds, the women come to us destitute and without any kind of support. So I always use this hike to provide care for the women and the children that we take in. So it's pretty important that we raise the funds in this hike, just like we do every year. And yeah, that's the fundraising part.
Well, right on. Yeah, and we're shooting for 50,000. That's our goal.
Yeah. I would like to add, there is a percentage of those funds that go to this hike is done in memory of Jessica Grovelet. She's a graduate of Beauty for Ashes, and she died of natural causes a handful of years ago now. And we always take a percentage of this hike, and we give that to her mom, who is raising Jessica's children, and to put into accounts for them for any needs they might have, or into savings for their future. So that's very important to us, and that's part of this fundraising as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, so good stuff.
I think that's it for now.
Yeah, that's it for now. I'll probably do one or two more of these as we lead up to the hike, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
Oh, I do want to say that there is someone who's attending, Sherry Courtney, a good friend of mine, and she's not going to go on the long hikes with us. She's going to take some day hikes, and if there are other women or men that don't want to do the long hikes, I'm sure that she would love for you to join her.
Cool.
So that is an option.
That is an option.
And Josh is our leader, and he takes good care of us. He didn't even say that, for those of you who are new to the hike. Josh leads this whole hike for us, and he takes really, really good care of us and puts a lot of energy and knowledge into this hike. And he also assesses our team, and at any given point, if he feels like he needs to change the plan for a hike so that everybody makes it, or so that our pace is slower or faster or whatever, he will do it. He will do it because he wants everybody to succeed. So it's my boy.
Right on. Well, good stuff. Thanks, Mom. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, all right? See you guys.